Last time we visited Meerkat Manor, Tosca had been permanently evicted from the Whiskers group by dominant female Flower. And Tosca's brother Shakespeare disappeared whilst trying to defend Flower's new pups from attack by arch rivals, the Lazuli. Meet the Whiskers, a 40-strong gang of meerkats that make their living in the Kalahari Desert in South Africa. What makes these meerkats special is that they've been studied by Cambridge University biologists for more than 10 years. They are one of the most thoroughly researched groups of mammals on Earth. Flower is the dominant female. The radio collar around her neck allows us to track the gang's every move. After more than a year of filming, we're building up a detailed picture of their complex family lives. From attacks by vicious predators, fights with rival gangs, and intimate moments as their continuing story unfolds. And life for Flower and the Whiskers isn't getting any easier. It's winter in the Kalahari, 2 months since the Lazuli attacked the Whiskers burrow. Shakespeare hasn't been seen since, and it's almost certain that he was killed underground defending Flower's pups. And evicted female Tosca has also disappeared. Without the warmth and protection of the rest of the group, it's probable that she died during the cold winter months. Although the desert may look green, it's dry, and the rains won't arrive for at least a month. Spring can't come soon enough for the Whiskers, who are finding life extremely tough. It's early morning, and it's cold. At this time of year, a good meal is hard to come by, so the gang are forced to forage on the edge of their territory. Even though meerkats can easily shift their own body weight in sand, most of the scorpions and beetles that are a meerkat staple diet are hiding deep in the sand, out of reach. For the time being, the Whiskers will have to settle for a diet of beetle and ant larvae. This is a big problem for group leader Flower. She has a new litter of hungry pups. While the rest of the group hunt for food, at the babysitting burrow, Flower's 3 daughters, Kinkajou, Mozart and Daisy, are looking after her first litter of the year. The pups only emerged from their den a week ago, but they've already spent 3 weeks being cared for underground. At a month old, they are just 6 centimeters long, and like kids the world over, play fighting is one of their favorite games. But this litter are more aggressive than usual. Attila seems intent on attacking everyone around him, and his little sister Mango needs a little help from Mozart to keep him under control. Even the adults come in for some rough treatment from the new litter. The reason they're so aggressive is probably because they're starving. When there's an abundant food supply, any female can produce milk for Flower's pups, a process called allolactation. But because there's little to eat during the winter months, none of the females at the burrow are able to lactate, and the new recruits will have to wait until Flower returns before they'll get any milk. But it doesn't stop them trying. Although this is a bad time of year to be a pup, it's the perfect time of year to mate. When the rains start in a few weeks' time, food will become plentiful. Meerkats instinctively know this, and that's why roving male meerkats are on the lookout for females to mate with. Grog, a huge male from a group called the Commandos, has found the Whiskers' babysitting burrow. He's hoping that one of the females will take the chance to mate with him. Roving can be a risky business, as males will often fight and even kill trespassers from rival groups. But with the rest of the Whiskers away, Grog could be lucky. Unfortunately for Grog, feisty new pup Attila unwittingly leads a charge at him. Instinctively, Mozart and Daisy follow Attila to protect him and chase Grog away. While the females have pups to look out for, he won't find a mate here. But he's unlikely to be the only roving male to try. The Whiskers foraging party are moving fast. They're widening their search for food, but they're having to be extra vigilant because they're venturing into new territory. This dry riverbed marks the edge of the Whiskers patch. On the other side, the Commandos have moved in, and they are one aggressive bunch of meerkats. With scarce resources, both groups have been foraging outside their normal areas in recent months, and the Whiskers are understandably nervous. Zaphod, the dominant male of the Whiskers, is keeping a watchful eye out for predators and strangers, but with only a distant vulture in sight, he can get on with other business. As dominant male, he has sole mating rights with Flower. To maintain that status, he has to keep other males in check. Zaphod's biggest competition is his brother, Userion. He used to be the dominant male of the Whiskers, and this unpredictable meerkat is still a constant threat. So Zaphod often lays down the law to keep him submissive. Userion is used to being bullied by his brother, and with discretion being the better part of valor, he lies down in submission. Userion will have to put up with this kind of treatment as long as Zaphod is the dominant male. So, rather than hang around his domineering brother, he heads off alone. Just a short distance away, the Whiskers' arch-rivals the Lazuli have suffered badly during the winter. Kazana is the dominant female of the group, but her long-standing partner, Big Sai, is no longer around. Soon after he led the deadly Lazuli attack on Shakespeare and the Pups at the Whiskers' burrow, he became seriously ill and died. These two pups deep underground in the Lazuli den are his last offspring. And now, One of Big Si's older sons, JD, has taken temporary charge of the Lazuli. Although he can fulfill some of the duties of a dominant male, like scent marking the territory, Kazana is his mother, so he can't mate with her. Without any unrelated males in the group, she can't breed unless an outsider turns up. And Userion is unwittingly heading in her direction. If he mates with Kazana and manages to depose JD, then he could become the dominant male of the Lazuli, a situation that would leave the two brothers Zaphod and Userion in charge of two rival gangs. As evening draws in, Userion's venturing ever closer to the Lazuli. But something has attracted his attention. It's a lone meerkat, an evicted female from the Lazuli called Pancake. The telltale sign of ticks on her face show that she's been living alone and hasn't been groomed for a long time. This is far too good an opportunity for Userion to pass up. When he catches up with her, she welcomes his attention. Unfortunately, he's not the only meerkat vying for her affection. Grog from the Commandos has been searching for lone females since his unsuccessful mission to the Whiskers babysitting burrow. By furiously scent marking, Userion tries to see off the competition. His tactic seems to have worked. With the competition gone, it's time for Userion to try out his seduction techniques on Pancake. He'll only get to mate if she's receptive, but after proving he's up to scratch with some tender grooming, he finally gets his reward. Although Pancake isn't the most attractive meerkat in town, nor the dominant female of the Lazuli, she seems to have made Userion's day. By the time the rest of the Whiskers return from their long day's foraging, the tiny pups have been patiently waiting for a feed all day. Flower's priority now is to give her litter some much-needed milk. Soon they will move on to solid food. Their time at the burrow will be over and they'll be expected to head out foraging with the rest of the gang. But for now, they can rest up and enjoy the care and attention that they receive for only a short period of their lives. With dinner over, it's time for everyone to get below ground and huddle together to get through the cold winter night. As for Userion, he'll spend the night away from the rest of the gang, guarding Pancake from other roving males. As darkness falls, the pair head below ground to spend the night together. Userion's up early after spending a cozy night with Pancake. It's a glorious new day. But because males rarely stay with lone evicted females, he decides to move on. He's got a taste for roving, and Pancake isn't the only available dish on the Kalahari menu. Leaving Pancake once again abandoned to a life of solitude. The Whiskers are waking up one by one and busily getting on with the everyday task of tidying the burrow's entrances. When the coast is clear, it's time for the pups to come out of the burrow. They've already had their breakfast and they're raring to go. Today is going to be a big day. Time for them to brush up on some of their bush survival skills. Although digging comes instinctively for young meerkats, it'll be a while before they master the art fully. For Mango, it's easier to finish what someone else has started. The boys are more interested in play fighting than learning how to find food. Copying Dudley and Clive may seem fun now, but mimicking adult behavior will prove crucial to their survival. Just be careful not to get too close to the action, or you might get squashed. Flower calls a halt to the fun and games. It's time for the pups to get on with the serious business of their first foraging adventure into the outside world. Lesson 1 is follow your leader. Just running and keeping up on little legs is difficult. A pup's first foraging trip is dangerous. 1 in 4 won't make it to adulthood. Copying what the adults do is key to survival. With the 4 small pups to look out for, everyone's nervous and extra vigilant. An opportunistic bird of prey could take a pup in the blink of an eye. Zaphod, the dominant male, is taking his responsibilities seriously as always. Quick as a flash, he spots an eagle overhead and leads the gang to the safety of a bolt hole. With experience, adults learn the whereabouts of over 1,000 bolt holes in their territory. There's never one too far away, and as long as you know the quickest way to it, then you'll be safe underground. When the danger has passed, the pups are allowed out once more. It's a lesson learned, and now the gang can get on with the business of finding today's food. Userion isn't interested in foraging. He's continuing his roving mission, and he's come across the Lazuli, led by their dominant female, Kazana. She's the ultimate prize for a roving male meerkat. If Userion can mate with her and stay with the Lazuli for long enough, then he could become their new leader and assume sole mating rights. But with the rest of her gang keeping an eye out for strangers, it's proving difficult. Suddenly, she breaks away from the group. This could be Userion's chance. Unfortunately, someone else has beaten him to her. It's Grog from the Commandos. And there's no chance Userion is going to get anywhere near her today. If only he hadn't spent the night with Pancake, then maybe the rare treat of a dominant female would have been his. By late afternoon, there's no sign of Grog at the Lazuli. But that doesn't mean Userion is without competition. Determined to find another mate, he still hasn't got the place to himself. Annoyingly, there are 2 new rovers on the scene with lady cats clearly on their minds. With competition for Lazuli females hotting up, could hapless Userion be left out in the cold? Next time on Meerkat Manor, will the 2 mystery males at the Lazuli snatch away Userion's chance to mate again? And the Pups' first foraging mission almost ends in disaster when they venture into Commando's territory.